And to light up this energy and to take it forward, next up we have another guest of honor, none other than V. Narsimhan sir. And to invite him, so before I invite him, I'd like to request, please play the AV.
V. Narsimhan. Coming from a mechanical engineering background, he has pursued his masters in industrial engineering at IIT Madras and is a proud alumnus of INSEAD, France in the Executive Management Program. He has completed his 50 years of service in the industry and has recently retired in May 2022, where he had embarked upon his career at Binny's Engineering as an industrial engineer. He had completed 40 years of service to Brakes India Foundry in different capacities in domains like purchasing, marketing, management services, manufacturing systems, engineering and general management. During his tenure as the site head, the Sholingpur Foundry Division proudly boasts of achieving global levels of growth from 7,000 MT per annum in 1992 to 1,45,000 MT in 2021. V. Narsimhan attributes his phenomenal growth to his dream team that he has blessed with in the management of Brakes India Foundry. He led the pursuit of TQM, culminating in Brakes India Foundry being awarded the prestigious Deeming Prize in 2003 as well as TPM Excellence, Consistency and Special Awards. He was one of the earliest signatories for pursuit of green manufacturing, collaboration with Confederation of Indian Industry CII, Godrej Green Business Centre, culminating in the award of platinum status in green manufacturing. His predecessors have continued the journey to produce green castings for Volvo, which is a passport for exports in future. V. Narsimhan has always been an active member of Institute of Indian Foundrymen IIF and CII. He was a member of the National Council of IIF for 3 years and the chairman of the Committee for Manufacturing Competitiveness and Ease of Doing Business in the Southern Regional Council of CII. He was the president of the TPM Club of CII for 5 consecutive years and was recognized with a Long-Time Service Award by JIPM and TPM Club. Happily married to Sudha Narsimhan, he is blessed with 2 sons and a grandson. He is a keen sportsman who played for the college and TNCA League and an avid golfer.
My God. So this is the most versatile and dynamic personality among us. Please welcome former Executive Director, Brakes India Private Limited, Chennai, none other than Mr. V. Narsimhan. Can we have a round of applause?
Chairman of the Western Region of IIF, past presidents of IIF, 2 of them who are here, the chapter chairman of this prestigious Kolhapur chapter, the convener for this conference, chief guest with whom I had the privilege to share valuable time, Mr. Kalyani, the keynote speaker, my dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Kolhapur is rightfully called one of the capitals of the foundry industry in India. And the members here I find are very forward-looking, and I'm extremely happy to be here yet again for the 3rd time, which really keeps my adrenaline flowing after my retirement after 50 years of service. This is really a very eventful conference. You are a great and vibrant chapter, and I congratulate you on the theme of digitalization. I've been specifically asked to talk about digitalization in the foundry. So I may go little deep. I hope I don't delve into what others are going to say, but this will be more a practical approach. You know, we have stolen a march as a country in the area of digitalization thanks to the vision of the Prime Minister, and we have to exploit it as a competitive advantage, as very nicely pointed out by Mr. Kalyani. I worked as a foundryman, and I am proud to be a foundryman. What I learned 50 years back today, for 50 years back, is not at all relevant today. And how are we going to upgrade our knowledge continuously? Mr. Kalyani also touched upon this subject. Continuous learning is very important. Learning from within will not do. Information from outside, information from such bodies as IIF, information from magazines, information from international seminars as well as the national seminars, we have to keep attending, and we have to catch up with what is happening. We can't become irrelevant in the industry. That's very important. So we have to be always a learning and teaching organization. I'm thrilled by the importance given for teaching and learning in Bharat Forge, as I heard from Mr. Kalyani. Now, let me stop with the past and dwell into the future challenges to encounter in this new world, in the new normal, and we have to be really brave to achieve them. And it's not only that, in the blue ocean of globalized business, we have to swim against the tide and go along and reach our destination. We have to be prepared for the changes. Changes are going to come, changes are going to be constant. We have to prepare for them. We have to anticipate them first, we have to prepare for them and face them squarely. There's no running away from it. Today we know no one from the generation next wants to work in manufacturing, wants to work in a foundry and in the shop floor. And most of the foundries are coming up in very distant areas because of the governmental policies. So it's very difficult to get talent, which we are facing for a long, long time. This challenge of modernization, digitalization, comes as a great opportunity to offer newcomers, new engineers, to surmount the problems of our recruitment and retainment. Digitalization of business has come to stay. The choice of the student, the choice of an engineer is not mechanical engineering or electronics or electrical engineering anymore. They are more interested in data analysis, data mining, analytics, artificial intelligence and whatnot to elevate not only their performance but also the business performance of the industry. What we need are the skills for the future. I'm not saying that we can forget about the skills that we have. We have to build on them. That should never go away. But I need to warn you that when we enter this field, we need to unlearn a lot more than what we are going to learn, which is very, very difficult, especially for very experienced people. Unlearning is also a very important word. We need to adopt digitalization when we, and with the time available with us, as otherwise we'll become irrelevant. We need to acquire these skills for the future. This provides a wonderful opening for the young talent that is available, who are very enamored of software development, algorithms, design of the components, and things like that. we should exploit the avenues in value addition. By value addition, I just don't mean adding machining, doing sub-assembly, all that. We need to get into the stage when we are going to be designing the product. Broad parameters will be given by the OEMs. You will have to design the product. We need to reach that stage. That is the kind of value addition that we need to do. No more working to customer drawings and specification. Mr. Kalyani touched about light weighting, right weighting. If we have to exploit that opportunity, which is a very big opportunity, we have to get into the design of the castings. Your competitiveness should start from there. We can't be happy just being a tier 2 or tier 3. We have to graduate. I'm talking about auto ancillaries. This way, we can also reduce the costs very much and be very competitive. Most of the membership in IIF are medium or small scale industries, mostly family run, and we are well placed to balance between new low investment, high reliability, and many other factors. Today, equipment manufacturers, especially the furnace manufacturers, offer us the plug and play concept, whereby our own supervision, our own engineers can start up the furnace and start running it. You don't need the help of an erection engineer, commissioning engineer, and all that. So industry, the machine tool industry or the equipment manufacturing industry has also come a long way. Now, this brings us to Industry 4 and IoT. This is a great chance for us to graduate from a dirty, difficult, and dangerous place to work to a digital, dynamic, and different world. We cannot talk about it. I'm very glad to see Bharat Forge have done it 5 years back, but it is past high time. We better start on it right now. If not, we have already started. Time is not with us. We have to do it when we have time. We should not be forced to do it. How can we facilitate data to drive the organization to optimization? That's a big question. How best to start the digitalization? We need business intelligence first. This can be provided by SAP, Oracle, or any other ERP system. But to think that it is going to drive us to digitalization is fooling ourselves. These are only tools. We should get into analytics through visualization. We need to create infrastructure for analytics. Infrastructure as a service, and at the same time, infrastructure as a source. We also need to have a structured database across the company network, and that is real time. This should be, of course, dynamic, optimized, and self-organized. We can't be fiddling with it. Networking of people, objects, and systems is absolutely essential. It's easily said. How are we going to do it? IoT is the information network of physical objects like sensors, allowing interaction and coordination and cooperation of objects to reach a common goal. Industrial Internet of Things is what IoT has applied to the industry. For the company to cope with the digital change, it's a most important step. As a result of digitalization, the business model will change, which was also touched by, he has experienced it, and we should be prepared for it. Mr. Kalyani touched upon it. As a result, data collection must be centralized, and any data must be visualized for accessibility. I can't stress more on the visualization of information. Analysis done by first data collection, which is centralized, and it is done through data science to master the complexities. Artificial intelligence prescribes the next action by intervention. Multiple sources provide the database. Gateways are the hardware that act as entrance to different networks. This data acquisition can be conveniently handled by multiple local area networks. Again, it was talked about. Visualization, most important, turns data into value. So mere data will not do. The value, deriving the value of the data is most important, so this visualization is very important. Cloud computing serves as a structured route for data analysis. Scalability is the greatest advantage of cloud computing with end-to-end encryption. What do we need to know about how to close the optimization circle? We need expert execution systems, which is customer data based. I would suggest the following procedure for the introduction of Industry 4.0, which is the first step based on our experience. I should not say Breaks India's experience. I'm not Breaks India. Take stock of what already exists in terms of sensors, in terms of process and quality data. Close the digital gaps in terms of missing parameters which we must record. So I said that our knowledge of the process, knowledge of the industry is very important. Old cannot be washed away or wished away. That's also required. Create a central data server structure. Generate matching data-driven business process model. The business process model is very important step, and we need to definitely gauge the cost-benefit ratio of this exercise right at the beginning. Plan step by step to track the complete headcount. To complete the headcount, what we do by way of digitalization, it should cover everybody in the organization. We talked about the HR, quality, process, manufacturing, everything. It should cover the headcount. Control and communicate the success. We might take small successes, but it should be communicated. Today, communication is very synergic with the leadership in today's context. Develop suitable training continuously to educate people, which has also been touched upon. I'm just repeating it, not bother to see that it's a repetition. It is that important. Continuous learning is very, very important wherever we are. The data collection, integration, and analysis of the process parameters assumes very critical importance. In the process to acquire new skills to replace old skills, within inverted commas. Recruitment of data analysts is also the first step. Machine manufacturers themselves help you here to incorporate all the capabilities of the machine in the machine itself. With the we can involve our own engineers in this process, what is available with the machine. I mean, I'm not here to speak for anybody else, but especially in the foundry industry, a lot of people have done this building in artificial intelligence into the machine, and it can also be existing equipment can also be upgraded. Physical simulations are possible this way. Otherwise, these components will require gigantic computer facilities. He talked about having cell phones, and with that, ultimately, that will be the way to go. We should make it as simple as possible. We can't be thinking of more and more computer time, more and more computer capacity. That's not the way. AI can also make it possible to evaluate large permutations and combinations, which can be done virtually, and we can reach the miracle feat with this exercise of doing things right the first time, every time. That should be our goal, which is possible if we have everything in place. Energy optimization is also the added feature with additional incentive of net zero. That is reducing the carbon footprints, all that. That's also possible with this AI, machine learning, and deep learning. Deep learning describes the computation models that are composed of multiple processing layers to learn. Algorithms are core of every computer program, and formulae fit the sequence of instruments that are on the line. Data knowledge and process knowledge are required for machine learning. This is where the traditional skills come into place to find which are the parameters we have to pick up to study. To give you examples of what is available, Monetizer is an equipment agnostic IIoT solution. This is offered by the Noricon group. Quite a lot of companies in India are also at it, which helps you to turn data into value. The system enables foundries to easily collect, visualize, and analyze data to reduce operational costs and facilitate educated improvements in the process. It is built on an IIoT platform and capable of connecting all the parts in the line to know exactly where you stand. Folks offer digital quality assurance and preventive maintenance systems. ABP have worked with Zog, and they have offered lots of solutions with digitalized melting plant supplied by them, which incorporates apps and facilitates data collection and hardware. Anyway, when you upgrade an equipment, PLCs might have to be changed. Simpson Technologies today have announced that they will be able to digitally enable their equipment with the Monetizer. Twarit attempts a combination of physical simulation and calculations based on finite element analysis. There is a foundry in Germany, SimpleCamp, which has developed a new model to digitally reduce electricity costs, which are very, very important in a foundry. These are all examples. What finally I come to say is integrate Wi-Fi everywhere. Many sensors are connected to the Wi-Fi and then integrated as an IoT device. You can take the existing systems to modern age with available technology. Routine tasks, at least like documentation, can be automated to enable users to concentrate on other challenges. These simple things can be done by automation. Another important concept is workflow management. To describe all the activities so that you can convert it into business processes and a business model. Individual steps, when broken, will lead to business process by the software. With the necessity for right weightings and light weightings of castings for the auto industry with assured quality, we can assure impossible expectation of critically pricing the product through artificial intelligence. It has made a very promising start. There have been a lot of innovation on this front to determine real-time relevant process parameters, configurations, and interaction of parameters. The accent will always be on optimization of all the influencing parameters. All this is done, mind you, with highest assured process capability. We should not think that AI is replacing human beings. It's not true. The next logical step is to include cobots, which will digitally display all the data of production, and smart cobots designed to directly interact with human beings. Reducing porosity and improving casting soundness will be the result in a perfect situation. 2 Indian foundries are working on this model, and it is possible to drastically reduce the rejection, and probably in TPM we say zero rejection. It's not a dream, it's not a mirage. So if the system is properly implemented, and with machine learning and artificial intelligence, machine learning comes easily. With deep learning, that should also be possible. We talked of green castings, green steel. People have produced green castings for Volvo, and green steel is also going into the Volvo truck. We need to look at these aspects when we are developing perfect castings. It should also be satisfying the net zero criterion. So a lot can be done by dwelling into digitalization very deeply. The ultimate object will be to achieve product stewardship and product life cycle management, which are big words, but we are very, very responsible for it. Such multi-skilled people need not necessarily be engaged by us. As and when required to solve problems, they'll be available. And you can train your people and also induct new engineers. Now, data analysis, data management is also becoming a course. So you can recruit some people, you can keep them safely in Pune or Chennai, and need not drive them to far off places, and you can digitally manage the foundry with deep learning. Now, to lead you into a truth, they are so confident that you will get results that they don't want money upfront, even for the monetizer. People have started talking. I don't know whether this offer comes to everybody, but it's possible. So confident of their process and the product that they say, I am confident that I'll achieve so much of savings for you. This percentage, you give it to me in the first year of savings. Second year, you give it to me in this. So it's a manna from heaven, I would say. So we have to board the bus. We have to continue the journey. We have to reach the destination. It's high time we start. We don't get left behind in the bus stand. Reach the destination. This is all that I have to tell you. I have just interacted. I mean, as I told you, I'm a old man. Gray cells are getting clouded. But to a layman, whatever can be communicated based on our experience or based on what we were taught, I have shared that with you. Thank you very much for your patient listening.
Thank you so much, sir. And after this word of wisdom, I'd like to request Chairperson of Western Region, Mrs. Anuja Sharma, to felicitate our guest of honor, none other than V. Narsimhan, former Executive Director, BRICS India Private Limited, Chennai.